Let's go right into ADUs now and modular, because I know I had a conversation with Mighty Buildings recently.
Okay.
They mentioned that they have both a single family and also a ADU product that they're pushing out. Uh, I don't want to pitch them here, but essentially they're 3D printing them. They created their own composite that has 95% less construction waste, all that good stuff. But what was interesting to me was that they were saying they were working with they have a project right now, undisclosed location, 30 of their single family homes in two different type of design, right? And they're building them. And instantly there was a list of 800 to buy 30. And so they're starting to scale that solution where they're providing this for developers. So I think this could have worked also as well, where if you got the land pad ready, they have everything in place. But my question to you now is, let's talk about modular, because I think we had a discussion where even though everything sounds great in modular, currently right now in its nascent form, it's not necessarily going to be a cheaper option unless you're doing it at scale, because it's still a product. You're still going to put in the numbers where it's like, okay, well, if I'm going to be putting orders of 50 or 100 of these at a time, you're going to get a discount from the provider, from the vendor, and you're going to be able to now pencil it. But again, that speaks to Lennar or larger scale developers. So if you're going to be building these at 10, 20 per or even less, it's the same cost as if you were to build it. The only difference maybe is if you pick the right vendor, it's speed of providing it, right? You're probably going to be able to catch up a little bit on how quickly. How about yourself? What is your opinion currently on modular vendors and that?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Guys like Clayton Homes kind of set this perception, I think, across our country of what that is to sort of a standard American. The other thing is, once you start to move up market, people want what they want,
Yeah,
and it's going to be tough to sort of get people to do this thing for that sort of a price.
yeah.
And I've worked for all these large building products manufacturers, and I'm not sure you could build a facility large enough to get the sort of quantities you need out of them to get the kind of price breaks that even like a mid-sized track home builder will get from the modular.
I see.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
I
see what
think
you're
there's some
saying.
serious like scaling problems to those businesses, not to mention the SKU differentiation once you actually do, because it's not sort of, we're not a country where everyone wants to live in the same thing, and I think that
I get it.
that makes it tougher. But I think the innovation that all these guys are doing, like our whole kind of generation, everybody who's stepping up to do things a little bit differently, is important. And I think there's definitely a place for it. I mean, you look at what these big rental neighborhoods are doing. I think that there's potentially a big opportunity there, but it just goes back to, how do people want to live and how do they kind of see themselves? And we'll see. I mean, none of this stuff there's no clear winner on that side. And I think it's more likely that the manufacturing kind of fragments. There's a bunch of designs and everyone has sort of reduced the cost of these ways to optimize building and manufacturing, that everyone can kind of have a piece of it. But we'll see. I mean, everyone is kind of racing away.
It's the new buzzword. But yeah, you're right. I agree with you. I think it's just at its early stage right now. And it's not going to be an end-all solution for everyone. But the fact that it's in the conversation and these options are available is welcome as well, right? If we can't just keep continuing to build the same way for the next 100 years, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, again, like these guys, they haven't been at it for very long, and they kind of think of a new process and then they have a new material.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how innovation works. You kind of do something different and something new arrives. And if they get just a couple of those, that whole adventure was worthwhile.